What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our SEC football channel. What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports. ESPN recently updated their FPI rankings for the 2020 college football season, and we are going to break down the ranking for the Texas A&M Aggies, a team that had a brutal schedule last year, but the schedule does ease up this year, and we'll show you if that schedule could maybe get them into the SEC championship or the college football playoff, and what the odds are that they do that according to the FPI. They are ranked number 15 in the FPI. They have a 16.7 number. That means on a neutral field against an average opponent, Texas A&M would be favored by 16.7 points. So they are, a top 15 team, and among, I believe there are six SEC teams maybe in the top 15. There are a lot. The FBI really likes the SEC this year. Seems like they always like the SEC. But their projected record is about 9-3. The reason that's over 12 games is because it would include a conference championship game. They include that in the win-loss projection. But yeah, about 9-3 for this team. Not a huge chance of making it to the SEC championship, and I'll show you that percentage in just a second. But you can see there, it's roughly 10% or less. So 9-3 wouldn't be a bad year, but I think A&M fans probably want a little bit more than that. They only have a 0.2% chance of winning out. That would include going 12-0 and then also winning the SEC championship, because again, the conference championship games are included in these projections. But yeah, not much of a chance as this team goes undefeated, and they don't really need to make the college football playoff. They can. There's a path for them to get there with just one loss. They don't have to go undefeated. Their chances of getting to a bowl game, getting to 6 wins, 99.7%. So it's pretty much a guarantee that Texas A&M will go bowling in 2020. And again, like I said, the schedule is much easier this year. We're going to show you that schedule and the projection for each and every individual game. But it sets up to where it would be a shocker if they didn't make a bowl game. And then we now go to the conference. So to win the division, they've got a 5.7% chance of winning the SEC West. So I said 10% or less, but it's actually 5.7%. Not much of a chance there. I mean, you look at what's in front of them, teams that are in front of them, according to the FBI: Alabama, LSU, Auburn. So it's going to be tough. And when I say they're not going to do this or that, I'm talking about what the FBI is saying. This, my personal opinion, is not included in this video. This is simply a breakdown of what the FBI is saying. They give them a 2.1% chance of winning the SEC. I'll tell you right now, if I was doing these numbers, I would have a higher number for the division and the conference, because I think Texas A&M is a legitimate contender. And again, I think the schedule sets up really well for them. But the FBI not really giving them much of a chance, but they are still, in the running. They have a 2.5% chance of making the college football playoff. So they have a better chance of making the playoff than they do of winning the conference championship. There is a path, and like I said, there's a path there for them to get there with one loss, and maybe even get there without winning the SEC. If they lose a close game to Alabama, and Alabama goes undefeated, and they're the number 1 team in the country, or the same thing for LSU. If it went that way, there is a path for them at 11-1 to make the college football playoff. But I think the schedule not being as tough could hurt them there. They have a 0.6% chance of making it to the national championship game. Not much of a chance, but it's something. I mean, 0.6%. I don't think most people expect A&M to make a run, but nobody really expected LSU to make the run that they did last year. And Texas A&M has some similar things going on for them that LSU had last year. Who knows? We'll see. A 0.2% chance of winning the national championship, so it is very unlikely that this Aggie team wins at all. And again, you look at recent history, and there's no reason to expect Texas A&M to make that big of a jump to win a national championship. But they've recruited pretty well, and again, the schedule sets up in a way that they might have an opportunity to make a run at the playoff. We'll see. This is that schedule. And you can see they do have 3 games. They're going to be pretty big underdogs according to the FBI. Auburn on the road, just a 29.5% chance of winning that game. Alabama on the road, 13.5%. And then LSU at 37.5%. So all 3 of those games are going to be really tough for them according to the FBI. Interesting that they have a better chance against LSU than they do against Auburn, probably because of the home and away, because LSU was ranked ahead of Auburn. in the FPI rankings. But yeah, one game's on the road, one game is at home. Non-conference, they don't really play anyone tough. You know, Colorado's on there. They have a 93% chance of winning that game. Pretty big favorites against Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, or excuse me, Vanderbilt. Ole Miss is 82.8%, so that could be a little bit of a tougher game, but still they are overwhelmingly the favorite. South Carolina, though, that's the tricky game. 65.7%. Yes, they're favored, but that game is on the road, and that's a game that I think you would circle that maybe Texas A&M could potentially slip up in. Yes, that game against South Carolina, just a 65.7% chance of the Aggies winning that game. So that's it for Texas A&M. That's what the FBI thinks about this team. Thinks they're going to be a good team, but not a great team. What do you guys think? Well, let me know your thoughts on this FBI ranking down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.